So here's my screencast for my Module 8 requirements. We were supposed to create one learning activity and 3 formative assessments. The screencast just says to showcase the formative assessments. I wasn't sure if we're supposed to show the activity, so I'll just do that real quick just in case. So the activity that I planned was this one here, and basically kids will get one or the other, and they'll work in partners. And partner 1 will solve all of the odd problems, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. And partner 2 will solve 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. And partner 2 will have the QR codes. They can download a free app on their computer, or I could let them use their phone. So they'll scan the QR code and it'll tell them the answers to the odds so that they can check their partner, and the partner 1 will be able to check the answers to the evens to check their partner. So it's just sort of a fun way for kids to use technology to help them check each other. Next, I'll show my 3 formative assessments that I designed. The first one is a trail activity. So there's 2 different trails, a football trail and a soccer trail. So each of these problems might be up on the wall in a different place in the room, and kids will start at any number, and from there they'll find the answer and go to whichever number their answer tells them to go to. And if they end up at the same number twice, they know they've done something wrong. So there's a football one, and then there's a soccer one. And so that kids can be working on 2 different ones, and they'll have a paper like this where they could record what number they started on and where they proceeded. I made an alternate version in case I had kids working in stations and not everybody was doing this activity and it was too disruptive for them to move around the room. I created a different kind of a key, so they'd have something like this, and they'd connect the dots starting from the problem they started at and connect it to all the answers they got, and this is what the key would look like, just for me to do a quick check. In case they ended up at the same number twice, they could come ask me where did I go wrong, and I'd be able to see real quick which line didn't connect right, in case they're working on it at their desk. So just to make it a little more fun than just going down a list at their desk, it makes it a little more interesting, because the fun part of doing a trail is moving from one to the next. So if I had to change that and make them sit at their desk, I wanted it to be a little bit more interesting. So I have a key that makes it easy for me to look down the list and see where they went wrong, and it's fun for them to go back and see what they did wrong, so they can hit every number one time. As soon as they know they are at the same number again, they know they did something wrong. It's a little bit fun. For the next assessment, kids would be given these problems here on an index card, and their job would be on a sheet of paper or in their OneNote notebook to explain where it went wrong and what property was done incorrectly, and then how to do the problem correctly. So there's a handful of problems there, and as soon as they fixed one correctly, they could move on to the next one. So it gets them writing, using their math vocabulary, explaining processes, and analyzing someone else's work. The third formative assessment I designed is about putting steps in order. So a lot of math is processes and understanding how to get from one thing to the next. So in this one, kids will take steps to a problem, put them in the correct order. So they'd start, with the least simplified version, then maybe combine the like terms, get the variable on one side, move the constant to the other side, and then divide to find the solution. And then they'd be asked this could be happening in their OneNote notebook, to show how you got from one to the next. So they could, I'd have them probably explain the steps just to help them get used to using their vocabulary I'm writing on a vertical surface, so it's a little tricky. So understanding the order and being able to explain the steps will help me assess where they are with their understanding, and things aren't just happening by luck or by chance. So that's it for the formative assessments I designed for this module. As far as my LMS goes, I've just been working on the additional units in the first semester. We do units 1, 2, 3, and 4 in algebra, and I've created a separate page for each unit, and I'm lining out the dates and the resources I have links for, and adjusting that and trying to get a framework going for at least units 2 and 3 so far, and they'll always change, but I've got things going there. And that's pretty much where I am so far. So each of these unit pages, these tables here, would become the main page as we progress. So they'd be on the landing page when they were relevant.